I almost dropped out of graduate school. Yep. And I used to be really ashamed to say that, but you know what? That's a badge of honor. I almost dropped out. Did I? Nope. Spoiler alert. My name is Dr. George Hanshaw. I'm the Director of Digital Learning Solutions here at Los Angeles Pacific University. And this is going to be my story of how I flipped the switch in my own mind to look at the possibilities rather than the shrinking abilities of mine. So I went from a deficit mindset to a growth mindset, and this is how I did it. So if you like this kind of content, give us a like, subscribe, and share it with somebody else that it may help. Here's a little bit of background on what brought me to the point where I had to make two mental shifts that just turned my world around and helped me to work through everything that was happening. So I was a student at Penn State World Campus. Yes, online. I've been online through my undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral program. Doctoral program was a hybrid program, and it was absolutely amazing. But online opens up so many doors for so many of us to be able to get quality education. So now here I am, a student at Penn State World Campus, so fully online, and I'm working, husband, father, and we get an opportunity to adopt 3 children. My wife and I get this amazing blessing and opportunity to adopt 3 children. And of course, that becomes a priority, period. It should. It is a higher priority. There is no other larger priority in my life. Well, that meant that I had to spend a little bit less time on my studies and more time raising my children, which great, right? Absolutely fantastic, because life pulls at us from so many different directions. Life is always pulling. Studying is not the only thing that's pulling at us. We have life, we have work, we have our different responsibilities. And what happened to me was I began to think that I simply didn't have what it took to get through the graduate program. I did not have what it took. And that was tough for me to admit. But you know what? When you're under stress, your field of vision goes from a nice field of vision where you see all of this context here, all your peripheral vision. Your vision literally begins to shrink, and you can get tunnel vision under stress, believe it or not. So you don't see all this wonderful stuff out here and all these opportunities. So what that meant for me was I was like, oh my goodness, I don't have what it takes. I'm not good enough to graduate. That was literally the conversation I was having with myself, because I just felt that way. I didn't see all of this. So I was lucky enough to be able to stop and pause. And what do I mean by that? Well, I just took a breath. So I just took a knee for a minute. Take a knee for a minute when the stress starts to hit. Take a knee and pray, right? That is the best thing that we can do. What conclusions did I come to? Well, first off, these 2 things are what gave me a complete mind switch. First, be present in whatever moment you're in. That is huge. Be present. What do I mean by that? If I'm studying, then I'm studying. If I'm with my children, my family, or at work, that's where I am. I'm not thinking about studying. I'm not thinking about work. If I'm with my children, I'm thinking about them, and I am fully engaged. And what that did was that stopped me from life kind of taking these little bits and pieces from me and making things more difficult. It actually helped me to find joy in the moment that I was in. So that was hugely life-changing for me. So be present. Those thoughts of work or school or stuff will come in, but just let them go right back out just as easy as they came in, and be focused and present with the people you are with. And the second thing that I learned about myself was hugely powerful. I don't want to give one a label of most or anything else, but that was where I place my focus is important. So that kind of goes along with that being present piece, right? So where I place my focus is important, and where that is focus on the abundance. God gives us an abundance in life. We do not have this finite pool to draw from. We have an abundance. So look at that abundance and understand that you can overcome. What does that mean? So that gives us what we call self-efficacy. When I believe that I can overcome, then that means I'm going to learn how to overcome any situation, because you know what? You're right. At that moment, I didn't have what it took. Period. I did not have what it took. But when I switched my focus from this, oh my goodness, I can't do it, to I got this, So that was the big one. From, oh, I can't go, I can't do this, to I got this. Guess what happened there? I was able to learn the tools that I needed to be successful, to get through the program and still be a quality dad. Well, I hope so. Maybe you want to ask my children, but to be a quality human being. All of that can live together, but we have to really prioritize and execute. And sometimes that meant, you know what? I didn't graduate with 4.0. You know what? And good. Why do I say good? Because I prioritize sometimes, and I had to say, okay, this is good enough. This is probably B work, and it's good enough because I have to do this over here. And that's what we have to do in life. We prioritize and execute. So the two things that worked for me were be present. So wherever you are, be present. That's going to help you in anything, even if there's not stress. It's going to make you a better spouse, a better parent, a better overall human being, a better friend, whatever you want to be. And then the second one was be careful and intentionally focus my view and my energy. And what does that mean? Well, I was deficit focused, and focus on the abundance, because you can overcome things if you believe that you can. So there goes that old saying, and I forget who said it, but it was a basketball coach, and he said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And that is so hugely important and shifting in my life, made a huge shift in my life. So those are the two things that affected me. So if you like this and you think somebody else needs to hear it, share it with them. But I would also like to know what you have done that has clicked that switch so you are successful within your studies.